Hey y'all, so I just wanted to hop on here really quick and talk about the new trailer for Succession. So, as I'm recording this, it's Thursday, March 2nd, and the trailer for Succession dropped, I think, earlier today. I know that I was at work, so it was definitely around like noon, I think. And I watched it and I have opinions and I have theories and I just want to talk about it really quickly because this is the final season and I'm so fucking sad. Succession is so fucking good. Succession to me is the only show that's come close to filling the void that like Game of Thrones left, because like Game of Thrones was so good and I just love the politics of that show and like the politics of Succession combined with like nobody in the show being normal. Like it's so fucking good and I'm so sad that this is the last season. But anyway, yeah, so final trailer for the final season came out and I wrote some notes of like some interesting things that I saw, and we're gonna go like frame by frame. So boom, we see that the kids are still together for the first part of the season, right? And I like that. Like they're a united front for the first time, I think, in the show that we've seen. And it makes sense that the only time we see them united is when they're trying to take down their lifelong tormentor. And then we see like Greg on the phone with Tom, and it's like, ooh, the lines are really fucking drawn in the sand. Like Greg and Tom are fully in cahoots. And then Greg is talking about Logan being on the floor of like the ATN like news place. And I think this is setting up like Logan going off of his like fucking rocker. Cause like, why are you just like walking around the floor? Like, what are you doing, you old man? Like, they need to take him down so fucking bad. And let's talk about how quickly Greg moved up the ranks. Like, I'm doing a rewatch of the show and it's like watching him being like a bumbling, stumbling guy in the first episode is so funny because it's like in no time he's literally like Tom's like right hand man, and that's just weird when you think about it. Like there have been some theories that Greg is gonna be the one to win. I don't think so. I'm honestly not sure if there is gonna be a winner. I don't know. I feel like Succession, to a certain extent, is one of those shows that like tries to outsmart the viewer. So I wouldn't be surprised if the directors or the writers came up with some like fucking insane ending. Like I saw a joke tweet earlier today about how like in the poster for the show, in the promotional poster, you can see a plane in the reflection of the glass of the building behind them, and they were like, they're all gonna die in a plane crash. It's so obvious. And although I don't think that's gonna happen, I would not be surprised if something similar happened where like it all just crumbled and like nobody wins, or like Stewie wins or something, or like somebody completely like not in the fight just comes out of nowhere and like takes it. I can see that happening. Depending on who it is, how it happens, what happens, I might be okay with that. Speaking of Stewie, who I just talked about, our boy is back. We saw him in the trailer talking to Kendall. I liked him. I like their bromance. Wouldn't be mad if he won. I wonder what he's gonna do. Well, I wonder what he's gonna do. Because I remember he tried to like fuck Kendall before, so I don't know why Kendall will go. I mean, like I do know why Kendall will go back. Like he's desperate. Like, like I think it makes sense for like all the kids to like try to take on their dad together and they realize it's not gonna work, so they all start defecting. That's definitely something that the Roy children would do. And then we see the scene of all of them getting ready to go on the helicopter, and that lady is like, sorry, we're not permitted to take off with you. What I love about this show so much is how like when they're trying to like take over their dad's company, they're still using his services. Roy kids, I love you, but you like need to use your brains. Why do you think your father would let you use his fucking helicopter? Please, let's use our brains. And then Kendall is like, Buddha is like, your greatest tormentors are your greatest teachers. And then Roman is just like, hey, Buddha, like, nice Tom Fords. I love that shit. I love Roman. I love his humor. And I feel like this helicopter scene where they can't get on the helicopter, I feel like that's probably going to be the turning point for them. Because after this, we see Logan talking to Roman, and you could just see it in Roman's fucking face. He still wants so badly to be accepted by dad. Like, he wants to prove that, like, he can be the big guy. I'm not surprised that Roman's the one to like turncoat on them like almost immediately. He's like, oh no, daddy says that I can be the one to have the company. Okay, I'm there. So we see that obviously Roman's gonna be the one to like go back under Logan's wing. And then we see Connor, And it's like, I don't know, I don't want to be mean, but I just don't give a fuck about Connor. I do not care about Connor at all. I've never cared about like any of his storylines at all, but it made me laugh in the trailer when he was like, we have a feeling that the 1% is gonna get squeezed, and Greg is like, you mean it's gonna go down from less than 1%, the absolute bottom? I love Greg so much. Seeing Greg turn into the character that he is now is actually like so fucking funny. Like, part of me almost wants him to win it. I don't think so. I think Greg winning it would kind of be like when Bran was named king in season 8 of Game of Thrones. Kind of. Not necessarily, because like Greg has contributed to the plot of Succession much more than Bran. I mean, Bran was the war. Anyway, I'm getting off track. The point is, that line was funny. Love Greg. And then we see the clip of Logan going into another meeting with his kids, and it's like this like weird like gamer type building with the backlight, and literally like this is probably gonna be like one of my favorite quotes from the season. He's like, I love you, but you're not serious people. I mean, he's not wrong. Like, he's not wrong at all, but it's like, damn, you don't gotta say it like that. And then we get this clip of Stewie talking to Kendall again, and he's like, is your head on straight? And I wouldn't be surprised if Kendall is, you know, on coke, obviously. I've warmed up to Kendall a lot, but I wouldn't be surprised if we like see the worst of him this season, because after this we see Power Walk Kendall. Power Walk Kendall comes back, and you know when that happens that he's literally like at his worst self, like at his most selfish. But you know, good for him. He deserves something, you know? And then we see, and I cannot wait for this, and then we see Tom and Shiv fighting. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I don't know if Shiv has like... I don't know if she has any grounds to be mad at Tom, honestly. Like, she has fucked him over and over and over again in each season, and he finally got his lick back. I don't know if she has any right to really be mad at him. And it seems like from the trailer, Tom is like finally gonna like stand up to himself, because it's like with the season 3 finale, he kind of did it, because like he like went behind her back and went to Logan, but I don't think we've seen him like fully stand up to her to her face. Like, I think the closest we got to that was that scene when they were on the beach, when they were trying to figure out who's gonna like take the fall for the whole like boat story, and like the closest we got to that was Tom saying, I don't know if the me when I'm not with you would be as sad as the me when I am with you. Like, that's the closest we got to him being like, you're a bitch, I hate you, we're getting divorced. It seems like we might get that, like, you know, like Tom isn't being meek in the trailer, but at the end of the day, this is still Tom. I don't know how much like aligning with Logan has put a battery in his back, and I don't know what Shiv's gonna do, because I feel like for what it's worth, she does demean him and degrade him and all of that. I feel like to a certain extent, Shiv does need him, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see her try to like crawl up back to him now that she knows that like he's basically Logan's like right hand man. Like, after the tarmac scene, they're all fending for themselves, and I feel like based on what I saw in the trailer, they're all scrambling to like their like different allies to try to just end up not in the worst position. Kendall goes to Stewie, Roman goes right back to Logan, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Shiv try to like, if Shiv's tone changes. But that fight does look interesting. I really want my boy Tom to stand up for himself, and I also want my girl Shiv to get it to fucking together. And then we see Roman kissing a woman's hand, and Jerry's like, I will sue you, I will leak everything to the press, I hope you understand that. I think this is a red herring. I think they're purposely trying to get us to think that like something is going to happen that is not, because I don't think Jerry gives a fuck about Roman, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if Roman's kissing that lady's hand was definitely him trying to like annoy Jerry. I feel like what Jerry is saying is completely unrelated to that. Like, she is talking to Roman, but I don't think it's about that at all. Like, I just don't think she cares about him like in any real way. So anyway, we get more clips of Roman basically being Logan's like bitch boy again, and he's doing all of his errands. And then we see him with talking to that guy, and I think it's the same guy, because I haven't gotten to this part of my rewatch yet. I think it's the same guy that he was talking to last time. Like, I literally think it's the same guy when they were trying to make that deal happen. And he's like, I hate you, I hope you fucking know that. And I'm like, Roman, please just get some dick already. Please just get some dick already. Like, they literally better fuck. Like, I'm so serious. Something gay needs to happen this season. Either Tom and Greg fuck, or Roman and that guy fuck. Because I'm just like, none of you are heterosexual. Like, it's getting ridiculous at this point. But it's also just so annoying. Like, I want Roman to like stand up for himself and be himself and stop doing, like, stop flocking back to Logan. Like, come on, Romulus, like, be your own person. And I don't know, maybe that might happen, except the trailer didn't indicate any of that. And it's like, okay, maybe that's on purpose. Maybe all of the clips of Roman like doing Logan's bidding are like all from one episode, and towards and like at the end he's like, no, I'm my own person. Wishful thinking. And then the scene at the end was like very disturbing when like Logan is yelling in the newsroom that he was just like roaming around in previously, and he's like, we're gonna cut their throats, we're pirates. And then like they all start clapping and they're chanting his name, and like the first thing that I noticed was like Greg was like right front and center, and I'm just like, ooh, Greg, you snake. Greg, you snaky bitch. Greg, you snaky bitch. Who knew that the fucking bumbling boy in the first episode would be a fucking snake? And it just, that last scene felt so eerie. Like, it felt like a fucking cult. And I'm just like, oh my God, like Logan is just like so powerful. Like, I don't know if he's capable of being taken down at this point, honestly. I do think he will be. I do think that is going to be the finale. I do think the finale of the show will be the fall of Logan for sure. I don't know how that's going to happen, and I don't know who's going to take his place. But yeah, that was the trailer. But yeah, that was my initial reaction from the trailer. It doesn't seem like the united front that the kids tried to put up together lasted very long at all. As soon as they realized they couldn't take Daddy's helicopter anymore, they all like scampered off to their respective corners. I think if Shiv doesn't have Tom, she has nothing. Like, that's what annoyed me when, like, Shiv fell under Logan's spell, you know, under the allure of thinking that, like, she could take the company. Like, I liked it when she had her own thing. Because, like, aside from the two sons, or the three, I keep forgetting about Connor, holy fuck. Honestly, Connor's not involved. Aside from the two sons who are actually in the race to, like, try to take over the company, she had something else going for her, and she threw that away. So, if Tom finally stands up to her, she has nothing. Like, I don't know, like, I don't think Shiv is going to have as big of an impact this season as she did in seasons past, which sucks because I love her, but you did that to yourself. And Roman, we're gonna get you some help, buddy. Don't worry about that. And Kendall too. We're gonna get Kendall some serious help. They need it. But no, this trailer looks good, and I cannot fucking wait, and I'm so fucking sad that this is the last season. So tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you saw in the trailer, what you think's gonna happen. What do you think Jerry is gonna sue about? Who do you think's gonna win? And do you think they're gonna be able to take Logan down? Like, I think so. I think it's like inevitable. Something that I think the show might do is like make it come full circle, where we started this show with Logan in the hospital, sick, almost dead, and they're gonna end with something very similar but more final. But yeah, tell me what you think, and can't wait for March 26th.